Let's just go ahead and get started, I guess. Yeah, I hope you guys can hear me. Sorry to anyone who is unable to view the stream at 1080p quality right now. We'll be looking into getting the quality options available from Twitch in the future. For now, we're still stuck with high quality 1080, but we'll work on that and see what we can do. So for those of you guys who can see, this is our newest map in progress. We call this one Disaster Zone. It's very early, so you guys get to see a little bit about what maps look like when they're sort of in progress. You can see we've got the basic layout of it set out already with a lot of the paths you'll take. You've got some nice vertical elevation differences here and some nice open spaces to fight in that transition into some slightly more claustrophobic areas, kind of like what you see in Desert Canyon, but not nearly as closed in. So things like swords are still effective on this map, but being more spread out, they're significantly less effective than they would be in more claustrophobic conditions.
Creep spawns detected.
So I'll keep talking for doing some running commentary, and I'll keep answering questions in chat as much as I can for those who are having trouble viewing the video. So you can see here, this is one of the creep farming areas in the new map, Disaster Zone. Again, this is really early work in progress, so you see it's kind of just a little bit of a square box right now. But we're going to continue to add cool. We're going to dress it up real nice and add a lot of the cool minimum art style that you guys expect. And so this is going to continue to look nicer and nicer as we go. The overall idea is that this is a sort of a crater in a larger cityscape around it. There's been fighting happening here, so things are in pretty rough shape in the area. But you can see some of the buildings right now. If you look out into the sort of the skybox around it, you see the beginnings of where we'll be putting things like buildings and that kind of stuff. And this is meant to be another ancient versus modern Titan situation, where you've got some of the ancient pillar architecture around here, some of the crystals and that kind of thing, and then you've got the more modern cityscapes and more military industrial stuff on the other side. You can see there's sort of a destroyed subway car here sticking through.
Creep spawns detected.
So the thing that TJ is wearing right now is actually one of the 2 new armor sets we're going to be releasing. We call this one Major Tom, which is a reference to the song Major Tom to Ground Control. Actually, is that the name? Ground Control is the name of the song, right? Space Oddity. I apparently have no idea what the name of that song is, but I do like it. And so this is, you see, it kind of has a 70s astronaut look to him. This is, like I said, one of our new armor. You also saw that flame turret there that was put down. That's another new device that's going to be coming out in our Tuesday update. The Major Tom spacesuit has as you level it up, has a kind of a bouncy, lofted jump to it. So it's kind of like the Icarus pants, which have a multi-jump, but unlike the Icarus pants, instead of jumping multiple times, you kind of get one sort of low gravity jump. I have no idea. I have no idea what happened there. TJ ran around that turret a bunch of times and then died. Do you know what the stats are off the top of your head on Major Tom?
No. I just know it doubles your jump at level 3. Also affects jump shotgun and ninja.
Current armor does have downsides, or most of it does anyway. We're in the process of doing a lot of sort of stat rebalancing on some of this armor stuff. For those of you guys who frequent the forums, you'll see a spreadsheet that TJ put there. We're going to continue to evaluate where we want the downsides versus the upsides to go. I mean, we definitely want everyone to craft armor. It's one of the cooler aspects of the game. So we're just trying to make sure that we define the roles of the armor a little bit more precisely, so people understand why they're crafting certain sets of armor as opposed to other sets of armor, and in what situations it would be advantageous for them to do so. Barry, are you asking which kind of cubes are you asking for? So the red-sided cubes are the what you use to unlock the schematics. So we'll add more levels down the road. So as new items and things like that come out, we'll add additional levels to let you unlock things. And we will, of course, add new recipes and new things that use blocks and polyhedrons and things like that to craft. Ruman, we're interested in putting it out on other platforms. We've talked about Xbox One, PS4, Steambox OS, things like that. For now, we're focused on Windows, PC, Steam. We want to embrace a lot of the things that Steam can do, the trading, the marketplace, early access, things like that. So we're focused on that for now, but we definitely have interest in doing other platforms in the future. Marky, I mean, we're keeping an eye on the weapon balance. The swords are an interesting situation. Most people see them as being overpowered when they first get in. And then as they play a little bit longer, most people come to the opinion that they're not that strong and that they can be pretty easily dealt with by different combinations of armor and weapons. They're certainly stronger in some areas of the maps than others. You know, the swords are always going to be strong in the cave areas. So the fact that so many new players think they're strong means we probably need to make some adjustments to them so they don't feel quite so dominating at early early experience levels. But overall, I don't think they're nearly as overpowered as most people see them. Yeah, soccer ball and D&D dice currency. Yeah, those will come in. I'm not sure what the first thing we'll release that uses them. We'll probably use them a lot in the upgrade mod system once we add that for the weapons. So those are sort of placeholders for future crafting recipes that we want to make use of other materials. Rumun, yep, you can use the Xbox controller with the game. It's pretty much supported across the board. There is a few menus here and there where you might not be able to use it for every aspect of it. But in terms of the actual gameplay and all of the things that we have work with the Xbox controller. By the way, this current match is all developers, so we're playing this on a developer test server. So everyone you see playing right now is someone who's working on Minimum or someone who's working at Human Head. So this is a chance to see how awesome we are, or maybe how bad we suck at this game. Who else in there? Yeah, cool. So yeah, we have about 8 devs in there right now. And in the future, when we do more streams, we'll give you guys opportunities to play with us and play against us and have other kinds of cool game interactions with us. Yeah, Barrier. We'll add more levels as we add additional weapons and schematics and that kind of thing to the game for sure. So don't worry about that. Not this. We don't have any ETA on Dungeon Crawl mode just yet. That's our third priority in terms of modes. So first priority is to continue to improve Titan mode, add new maps for it, improve it across the board, polish it up, make weapon balance changes, armor balance changes, all that kind of stuff. Second priority for us will be Team Deathmatch, and that one should be coming out in our second big update. That'll probably be toward the end of June, somewhere in that area. We'll have small updates in between there, but that's when we'll have Team Deathmatch ready to go. And we'll have a bunch of new maps for you guys to play when that comes out, and so that should be pretty cool. And then we have other plans for a bunch of some new looks for Titan mode maps, and that'll be coming in our third update. We have a whole new sort of visual theme for you guys that I think you'll really like. And we're going to put out a bunch of new maps, a bunch of new weapons and armor and all sorts of things that tie into that theme. It's pretty exciting, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. Yeah, the in-game upgrades, we're still trying to figure out what exactly causes that. It seems to be a server response issue, so we don't have a fix for it yet, but hopefully when we put out our Tuesday update, we'll have a fix for it then. So we're definitely looking at that. We know it's annoying. And we're going to do our best to get that fixed for you guys. Teabagging is pretty well supported. We have a crouch button, which is, basically all that you need. It doesn't pop up and down as quite as fast as you might want for an ideal teabagging situation. But you can make two. No, we won't be playing the other modes in this stream. We'll give you guys some sneak peeks of Deathmatch a little bit closer to the release of Deathmatch. So, probably in a couple of weeks. But for now, we're going to be sticking to the new Titan mode map and some of the new armors that we're using. Yeah, those are probably different grenades. Yeah, the red tail grenades are the new napalm grenade, which is going to be coming out with our...
Those are orange.
Oh, those are orange?
Yeah, the new tail grenades are just frag.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so the napalm grenades have an orange tail. We changed the trails on the grenades now so that you can more easily tell the difference between when someone's showing or throwing a turret versus when they're throwing a grenade. So the core frag grenades have a red trail on them now, whereas the turrets have the same white trail they've always had. And then the napalm grenade, which is a new one, will have an orange trail behind it, so you can very quickly tell what's being thrown your way. Hey, Rocket. Play with friends. So for the Tuesday update, we're trying to get the basic Steam join functionality in there. So if you when you see in your chat window that one of your friends is playing a game, you can click that link/button to join them. We want to have that ready for this Tuesday update, and we're working as hard as we can to get the proper party matchmaking put together. We're hoping to have that definitely in for the second update, and hopefully sooner. Basically, we're going to put it out as soon as we're ready, or as soon as we have it working for you guys. We know that everyone really wants it, and it's a big priority for us as well. So we're working as hard as we can to get that out. Yeah, so we definitely want to make changes to the in-match crafting screen. I think when you talk about too much blue, you're referring to the icons themselves, which it's pretty tough to differentiate which piece of armor you're looking at a glance. So we're going to be taking a look at how to clean that kind of stuff up, and we're also going to be making just general UI improvements to it, in addition to just some of the bugs that we already know about, the fact that the synth button doesn't always respond to you. Just making it clearer when different armor pieces are upgrades of existing armor pieces versus when they're individual ones. Making it clearer where the leg pieces and the torso pieces and the head pieces are distinct categories of which you can only choose one. And then also just trying to give you guys faster ways to get access to the ones you like the most. We've discussed things like a crafting hotbar to let you put your favorite armors on it so you can craft them faster, things like that. So the two armors, so actually I guess technically that's 3 armors. So we'll have the beta armor, we'll have Major Tom, and we have the tactical armor, which do we have that in here right now? Yeah, we don't. The tactical armor is not available in the build we're playing right now, but
I just don't have it on this computer.
Oh, I guess it's in the build. He just doesn't have access to it on this PC. So yeah, so technically there'll be 3 sets of armor coming for this Tuesday update. For ranked play, the whole idea of ranked play is to do teams. So part of the rank system that we want, and we'll probably have a solo queue as well, just because not everyone's going to want to make a full team. But the main idea behind ranked mode is to let you guys form teams, teams or clans, have all the features you would expect from that. Have clan tags, have team names. We have a lot of ideas to let you do things like customize your own Titan, so that when you go into a 5v5 pre-made match, each team can have its own customized Titan to sort of be the mascot and represent yourself. We've talked about possibly letting you do some skin customizations to your block guys, so you can kind of have a team uniform before you start building your armor and that kind of thing. So we have some pretty big plans for what we want to do for the ranked 5v5 and the ladder. It'll be so the beta armor will be like the retro armor. Should be instantly unlocked. Yeah, we do have some plans to buff shotguns. Like I said, they'll be a little bit longer term in terms of when we actually get them in there. We have a more comprehensive pass we want to do in them, make some of their sounds better, make a lot of other improvements to them, in addition to just their actual property buffs. They're pretty strong when you get them to level 5, so I think it's partially just a power curve thing. They feel really underwhelming at level 1, so we need to try to adjust that. We actually have a pretty significant sniper buff coming in the Tuesday update, mostly in the form of making them easier to use. We're getting rid of some of the sway that they have, some of the crosshair fly apart. Basically just trying to make the snipers a much feel better to use. We're not doing any damage buffs to them yet. We're going to see how the quality of life improvements go before we do that, and then we'll keep looking at those down the way. Yeah, we don't have any intention of going free to play right now. You know, in terms of microtransactions down the road, you know, I don't know, it's possible that we might do some vanity stuff and that kind of thing. But we have no intention of being a traditional free to play game. We're going to be a premium priced game. That's the plan. That's where we intend to stay. Begnus, your link got deleted, so if you could actually send it to us via the Twitch mail, we'll take a look at it. I don't know, I assume you're referring to some old minimum Twitch thing, so we'll try to get that taken care of. So for those of you who are joining us and weren't here a little bit earlier, this map that we're in right now is the new map we'll be putting out in our Tuesday update. This map's called Disaster Zone. It's very early, so you're seeing you know, a lot of unfinished area, a lot of just sort of big open areas that don't have much art to them. But the basic flow and layout of the map is in place, and we've been testing it for a couple of weeks now, and we're pretty happy with it. It's pretty much everyone here's favorite map already. It's a lot more open than the other maps, so the snipers are more effective. And some of the open spaces make it a lot more effective to move around as squads and as a team. So you end up with a lot of sort of three-man or two-man groups moving around, trying to evade each other's creeping areas or trying to push on the Titans. It's a very well laid out map, and we like it a lot so far, and we're really looking forward to hearing from you guys what you think. That's why we want to get it out to you very early before it's done, so you guys can start to give us feedback on what you think.
The enemy has energized their Titan.
Dash shotgun, why does it have the katana jump animation?
This entertained us.
I think we just thought it was funny. I don't have an actual answer for that. We'll probably make its own animation for it down the road. But I think people just liked the way it looked. I can confirm that the snipers have so we do server-side hit detection in this game, so it's very latency sensitive. So there are definitely problems with hitting when it feels like you shouldn't, or not hitting when it feels like you should. We've been talking internally about, you know, different ways to address that. You know, we've discussed going to client-side hit detection. Obviously, that has you know, a lot of security concerns with it, but it comes with a whole host of quality of life improvements. We've also talked about trying to do sort of more longer-term, robust lag compensation changes and things like that. So we're looking at a lot of different ways to try to address it and make it better. But we do hear your complaints about that, and you know, it's important to us that you guys have the best shooting experience that you can. So we're gonna be, we're gonna be doing a lot of looking at those things. Conflicts, yes, or conflicts. Conflicts, yes. This map will be in Tuesday's update. Like I said, it's very early, so when you get in there, you'll see that it's not as polished as the maps that we have out there that you're used to. But we want to get it to you guys right away, so you guys can start to give us balanced feedback and how you feel about the layout of it, and how different weapons and things are working on it. And yeah, Bigness, we know that the ping is displayed incorrectly. Yeah, see, the ping display in the game is not accurate. It's, yeah, your ping is not usually that low.
Creep spawns detected.
So, again, for those of you who are joining us, looks like TJ's building the Major Tom armor again. This is one of the 2 new armor sets, in addition to the beta armor set that's going to be released in this Tuesday update. So the Major Tom set is pretty cool. It's kind of got a 70s spaceman look to it, and it gives you I think a double jump height when you level it up, when you upgrade it all the way. So it gives you kind of a cool low gravity leap sort of situation. We also have a second armor set called the Tactical Armor, which one of our people in the test should be wearing, but I don't know if we'll see him. Yeah. If you see Jay Sumwalt running around your screen, he should be wearing the Tactical Armor set. Yeah, so Conflicts, this particular map won't have new creep models, but the big new visual theme Titan map that we're going to be putting out in our 3rd update, that one will have new creep models, new Titan models, a whole new visual theme. It'll be a very different looking map, and that, if you see right, a few minutes ago, that was I realized I'm behind on the stream, but a little while ago TJ killed Jim, who was wearing the tactical armor set. Yeah, we're gonna keep looking at the launchers. The redirection is one of those things that's really powerful in the hands of skilled players, and pretty difficult for normal players to use. So we're gonna keep looking at how those things go. The homing one in particular probably needs some adjustments. And particularly on this map, it's because of the open spaces, it's pretty effective. So we'll be taking a look at some adjustments to the launchers and to the redirection capabilities in particular. Legacy, yeah, this is a new map. Like I said, it's not out yet. This is a developer stream, so we're playing on a test server here just to give you guys a look at this new map. Then this map will be coming out on our Tuesday update, so very soon. It's an early version of this map, so you'll see it's a lot less polished than the maps we put out before. But we want to get feedback from you guys right away, see what you have to say about it, see if you guys like it, so we can make changes to it and get it polished up, so we can put out the full version of it in our 2nd update. You can see that the new Major Tom armor is particularly colorful. It eventually ends up orange at level 3, so it looks like a true 70s astronaut. Looks like TJ just got it, actually. So in terms of lever punishment, I mean, there's already punishment in the sense of if you leave a match before it completes, you don't get any experience points or any of the crafting rewards. So that's already a fair amount of punishment from our perspective. But as the game goes on, we're going to be looking at adding more traditional sort of MOBA lever penalties, Q penalties so you can't Q right away, things like that. So as the game expands and as it becomes more of a problem, we'll definitely keep looking at that. I mean, especially since, for someone who's level capped, those incentives aren't as strong anyway. Dickie, glad you like it. Yeah, it's already the dev team's favorite map. Shane, our level designer, has done a really good job with this one. We feel like it's pretty awesome. The snipers shine a lot more in this map than they have on the other ones. The swords aren't nearly as strong, but they're still, if you're sneaky and set up good ambushes, the swords still work pretty well. By names, you mean like our real life names? You mean our Steam names? If you go on our Steam forums for the game, you'll find us on there all the time. We post very frequently. Trying to hold conversations with you guys, get your feedback on balance, find out what bugs you guys are having, help you guys fix things whenever we can. It says on our early access page that we want to be the most player focused game on Steam, and so we're doing our best to live up to that. Real names, this is TJ, known only as TJ. We don't even necessarily know all of his real names, but he's TJ. My name is Norman Nazaroff. I'm the project lead on it. Some of the other guys, I can just rattle some names off. We have Jimmy Shin doing programming, Jacob Waschenfelder, he's a programmer. He's actually was originally from Timegate and came here to work with us before we even got Minimum. He was what drove us to work on this game. His enthusiasm for the title infected us. So when Atari gave us the option to work on it, we were really excited to give it a shot. Quadasa, no, we don't have any time to, or any time. We don't have any plans to go free to play. We intend to be a premium price title, forever. So yeah, if you're interested in the game, we would love it if you joined us for early access. You'll be able to interact with us directly. you know, really sort of shape the direction that the game goes. And we really want that kind of feedback and to work with you guys. Yeah, Major Tom is a reference to a song. I already forgot. What was it again? Space Oddity. I guess maybe we should play it on the stream. Maybe we'll play it. We probably can't do that for copyright reasons. But just go look up that song on YouTube. I'm sure it's on there. And you'll understand the reference.
Bowie.
David Bowie. So again, for those of you just joining us, this is a new map we'll be putting out in our Tuesday update. Very early version of it. It's a little more open, a little bit more verticality than some of the other maps have. We put a lot of work into getting this one balanced and getting it ready for you guys to enjoy. So we're looking forward to getting feedback from you guys and seeing what you think. Rumen, why are the turrets so powerful? Believe it or not, they're actually quite a bit less powerful than they were in the beta. So in the first beta weekend, not only were the turrets similar to what they are now, but they could also shoot Titans and shoot creeps. So the turrets were practically your only option in the first beta weekend. So we pulled back on it and nerfed them pretty hard for the following beta weekend. We took away their ability to shoot well anything other than players. They don't shoot each other. They don't shoot Titans. They don't shoot creeps. We reduced their damage a little bit, and we made it so that when you kill them, they drop a power up just like a player would. So those are all attempts to sort of rebalance the turrets. We're gonna keep looking at them and see where they end up. We're gonna release a new kind of turret with this update, the flame turret, which I think TJ has right now.
Oh, you see me using it.
Yeah, TJ's been using it a little bit here and there. It's a much shorter range than the minigun turret that's already out there, but it does a lot of damage if you do get hit by it, and it adds a new feature, our ignite damage, so it adds some damage over time once you've been hit by it. So it's really good for setting ambushes around corners and near elevators and things like that. We're also adding the napalm grenade, which makes use of that same ignite damage over time feature. It puts an area on the ground, kind of like a Molotov cocktail, that does a lot of damage and can be used to sort of deny people from areas. Three-round burst in the mini launcher. Hopefully soon. It's not going to be there for Tuesday's update, unfortunately, but we'll try to get it out for for like an in-between update between the big second update, which will have team deathmatch and stuff like that, and our Tuesday update, which will have this new map. Titan and Q-Civic turrets in the future, perhaps, yeah. I don't know if they'll necessarily be deployable devices. We have some plans to make some of the craftable deployable structures that you'll have down the road. We have some ideas for some sort of creep auto farming kinds of things, and some Titan defense traps and that kind of thing for those. So I think those will end up falling under that category. It'll be blueprints like your armor. But we'll see where we end up putting those. Will it be more snipers? Yeah, almost certainly. We're gonna keep looking at the snipers that are already out there. We have one idea we've been kicking around at the studio, was for a teleport sniper. That was partially a reaction to the fact that it's a little bit tough to get those blue power-ups with the snipers right now. Since if you're doing your job right, you're usually pretty far away. So one of our thoughts was that we might have a sniper rifle where the moment you kill someone, your alt fire allows you a one-time teleport to that location, and then a one-time return to return you to where you were. So yeah, that's just an idea. No promises on that weapon, but it's something that we're experimenting with and seeing how it feels. Yeah, Nafis, we're planning more of basically everything, exactly. We also have some totally new weapon classes coming. We have a two-handed hammer coming down the pipe, which is pretty different from the existing melee katanas. And we have some charge weapons, some continuous fire beam weapon type things, a lot of different options coming. Sardin, thank you. I'm glad you love it. We're working really hard to make it better every day, keep improving it, and keep doing you guys proud. we're hugely appreciative of everyone who has joined us for early access so far, and everyone who will join us for early access down the road. You know, you guys are a big part of making this game great, and we really do appreciate that. Let's see, Legacy. Meat turrets are still OP. Auto respawn it. Yeah, I mean the turrets are designed to deny people from certain areas, so stacking them up in creep farming areas and trying to keep teams out of them. I mean, that is how they're intended to be used. They're probably still a little bit too strong. Their range is maybe a little too long. They have a fair amount of health. So like I said, we'll keep looking at them and trying to adjust them, but I think they're in better shape relative to the grenades already. The grenades are definitely a viable choice to them now where they weren't before. So we'll keep looking at them and trying to tweak them as we go. Conflicts, yeah, so the Titan death it's not exactly a bug, it's just sort of how the mechanic works. So when an enemy Titan is getting ready to put the finishing blow on an enemy Titan, it gets locked into a state where it won't die until the enemy Titan finishes doing that. So depending on how early in that process you get the Titan down to almost, to basically 0 health, it can be quite a lot of time where you're just unable to kill them. I definitely think it's a problem. It's a little bit complex to solve. One of the things we think internally is that the Titan damage is a little too binary as it is. We like the big, powerful blows they do to each other, but because they do so much damage in a relatively small number of hits, especially if there's a big creep differential between them, it can make for some pretty big swings in Titan health that aren't necessarily reflective of the actual creep farm difference between them. So we're going to be taking a look at ways to try to make the Titan damage a little more continuous and a little less such huge discrete portions, and that should help with that problem. Will the snipers be self-following the target ever? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you're talking about like auto aim, I don't think so. If you're talking about like maybe some sort of a homing sniper rifle or something like that, I mean, maybe, we would like to make all kinds of different weapons. So if you guys have ideas for weapons you think would be cool, feel free to throw them our way. Yeah, halberd spears. Yeah, I mean, for those who don't know, one of the games that Human Head was known for back in the day was a melee Viking game called Rune. And that had a ton of different swords and axes and shields and all kinds of melee weapons. So it's a place that's near and dear to our hearts as a studio. And so we've got lots of different ideas for different sorts of melee weapons. And so assuming we can keep them fresh and make sure that they all have a unique role and way to play, we'll definitely add additional melee weapons as well as additional ranged weapons. Yeah, so for Healing Gun, one of the things we want to do with upcoming weapons is to further give you guys the ability to differentiate your roles on the teams. So one of for those of you who saw the weapon balance spreadsheet that's on the forum, one of the things we're trying to do is make sure that each armor set has a particular role in mind, and try to have people specialize in doing DPS to players, or doing DPS to the Titans, the Titans themselves, or structures and turrets. People who build tankier, who are trying to protect the Titans and protect the squishier members of their team, and people who are specializing in support and in doing things to enhance the strength and abilities of their teammates without necessarily trying to do direct damage themselves. So things like healing guns and shielding guns, guns that place weak points on Titans. The pickup hell is actually already an example of a more support-oriented weapon. It does a lot less damage than the normal bullet hell, but it's very good at farming up materials and farming up Titan crystals. So that one will be particularly powerful once we add the structure crafting down the road, because even once you've crafted enough, or you've collected enough materials to craft all the armor that you want, you'll be able to put those materials towards your teams. The radar array for the minimap, or to spawn bonuses and teleporters and jump pads and things like that. Other stuff to help your team be effective. So we definitely want to make sure we provide you guys with a lot of different ways to make your own custom roles, so you guys can can differentiate and come up with really cool team strategies. This is a pretty balanced match so far. I just glanced over at the score. It looks like no walls on either side, roughly equivalent creep farm. This is a really awesome map. The matches tend to take a little bit longer on this one, especially when both sides know what they're doing. It rewards team strategy and squad synergy a lot more than the existing maps do. And like I said, it's pretty much universally the favorite map here. And I think you guys will really like it when we get it out there. Yeah, so conflicts, we talked about this a few times before. We know that spawn camping is a problem on the existing maps. We're going to be experimenting with a lot of different ways of dealing with spawn camping on this map, sort of piloting some of the new things we want to try. We're working on some spawn containers, that players can shoot out of but can't be fired into. Some defensive turrets and things to discourage people from hanging around in the spawn areas. Continuing to play with the spawn invulnerability and things like that. So we know it's an issue, and we're working pretty hard to make sure that we address that problem. Hostile creeps, yeah, I mean, one of the things we've been talking about is ways to get other interesting objectives in Titan mode. I don't know if we'll necessarily do hostile creeps specifically. That's maybe more of a thing for dungeon crawl or the PvE Titan escort type modes. But the idea of other neutral objectives, like kind of like the Golden Creep that people need to take down, some of which maybe would fight back, we're definitely interested in, and we definitely want to try to get some of those into our newer maps. We ever had TeamSpeak? Yeah, we intend to support Steam voice chat. We don't have a specifically planned time for that. It'll probably come in one of the mini updates between this Tuesday, Memorial Day update and our planned second update. But at the very least, it'll probably be in the second update. So, yeah, we definitely want to get Steam voice chat working so you guys can better communicate with each other and help improve your strategy. Yeah, Nafis. Yeah, things like that we're investigating a bunch of different potential ways of dealing with that stuff. So we're definitely going to try to get the spawn camping situation dealt with. Another good round. Yeah, and like I said, we're a big fan of this map. I think you guys are really gonna like it. We're really looking forward to the feedback you guys have. Like we said, it's very rough. So when you guys get in there, you'll see that it's not, the art is not up to the quality that you're seeing in the other maps. And there's, a lot of areas are just kind of still pretty boxy and bland. But that's just, this is kind of what maps look like when they're early in development. We're going to be putting a blog post up, actually, probably on Monday, or right around the time we put the update out, where our level designer Shane will take you guys through some of the process that goes into making these maps, and he'll show you some sort of behind-the-scenes screenshots and talk a little bit about his thought process when designing the layout, and all the things that go into taking a map from a state like this into a polished, completed state like you've seen for the Titan Factory and Canyon. Minimap, so the plan for the minimap is that will be part of a craftable structure for your team. So your team will be able to build a radar array, and that's what will activate the minimap. So we do have plans to add a minimap, and we will also, and that's currently how we intend to have it be used. One thing you guys might want to notice here, TJ is making use of an important technique as you get better at minimum. He's leveling both his weapons, so he's had his bullet hell up to max level for a while, and as he gets kills, he switches to his swords when he picks up the power-up, so that he can level up both weapons, although he just died and lost everything. Yeah. But he was doing a good job up until this point about getting both his weapons leveled up, and trying to make himself more effective that way. Rocket, yeah, the two devices will be the flame grenade and the flame turret for this update. We'll have the two new sets of armor, the Major Tom, the one that TJ is wearing right now, and the tactical armor, which you saw Jim wearing a little bit earlier. And then we'll have this new map in here as well. Gears fan, thanks. I'm really glad you like it. We're like I said, we're really proud of this map. It's pretty well balanced already, and it definitely has a different feel than the other maps that are out there. So we're excited to get it in your guys' hands so you guys can tell us what you think and give us feedback and just let us know in general. And Ruman, thank you. I'm glad you like us. We like you too. We're, like I said, we're really grateful for everyone who's given us feedback on the forums, everyone who's joining us for these dev chats and the Twitch streams. Please tell your friends, let them know how much you like the game and how cool we are. Tell them to join us on Twitch. Tell them to follow us. And yeah, we're really excited to keep working on this with you guys over the course of early access. Yeah, we're really sorry about the stream quality, Legacy. We're gonna keep trying to. We're working on getting Twitch partner status, which will let us offer you guys, the different quality levels. So depending on your internet speed or what device you're watching it on, that should make it easier. If we can't get that in time for our next stream, we'll look into trying to drop the quality down to 720p, so that hopefully more people can watch it smoothly. But we were excited to be able to put it out in 1080 and show it to you guys in sort of its full glorious look. So yeah, we're sorry about that, but I hope those of you who can see it are enjoying the high quality level. Yeah, so super notable balance changes. Where the snipers, it's not exactly a balance change, but the snipers are getting a lot of quality of life improvements that should make them more satisfying to use. So that will end up being a fairly significant buff to the snipers, I think, and we'll keep an eye on that. I think, do we have another nerf for the grenade launcher coming for this one? Area, yeah. There's another nerf for the grenade launcher, reducing the total size of its area of effect. And the armor in general is getting a lot of stuff moved around. One problem we were having was that we wanted to make sure that different armors, like the knight, the ones that gave the melee damage bonus, and the paladin helmet that gave the explosive damage bonus, that those were a little more focused on specifically requiring you to use those weapons to be effective. So we've added downsides to those where they reduce the damage of other weapons. So like the knight's pants reduce the damage for every weapon that's not a melee weapon. And the paladin helmet reduces the damage for every weapon that's not an explosive weapon. So we're trying to get that to be more of the a lot clearer for the armor. This is a pretty big rebalancing movement for the armor in general, and we're going to keep taking a look at that and trying to make sure that we get the sets into a very sort of clear roles, while still letting you guys mix and match, because we don't want to stop you from combining different pieces if that's what you're looking for. We want you guys to have the flexibility to create your own builds and come up with cool combinations that we haven't thought of. I don't actually know what the tactical stats are off the top of my head, and they're still in flux right now. So we'll have those nailed down a little bit more, and the stats for that stuff, we'll make sure that goes into the release notes for Tuesday's update. Well, hey, welcome. We're glad to have loadout players here. Glad to have Super Monday Night Combat players, Shoot Mania, all you guys. This is we're trying to go for that sort of fast-paced Twitch gunplay. Things that feel like Tribes and Unreal Tournament and Quake and that sort of thing, and also bring in a lot of those cool MOBA elements that people like so much. I just realized you can see the new armor still have placeholder icons in the crafting menu. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but I think it just says like schematic icon goes here or something like that. Very, very professional and polished. Yeah, there you go. It just says Major Tom armor. specific game type through the entire match. Well, so, I mean, what we want you to do is, like I said, ultimately we want to try to get you to specialize in roles with your team, right? So the armor is, we do want the armor to be something that you've invested in. And we do want it to restrict your options for that match a little bit, because part of the idea is that, you know, if you're building things with a lot of explosive damage, there's armor that your opponents can build that reduce explosive damage. And so we want it to be a little bit of that Dota or League of Legends style cat and mouse, where you're trying to build something to go with a particular strategy, and so your opponents are watching what you're building and trying to build other things to counter it, or, you know, to following their own plan, as, you know, as the case may be. So we want a little bit of that give and take stuff in there. And yeah, so basically we want to make you invest in a particular strategy for a particular match.
Energize their Titan.
Yeah, really sorry about that. Please ban me, Brony. Like I said, we'll try to get those quality options hooked up as soon as we can. Basically, as soon as Twitch gives us the ability to. And hopefully that'll make the stream more watchable for people in the future. You know, I'm probably a little bit biased, Schnabub, but I think you should get Minimum. I think it's a pretty great game. And I think you'd have a lot of fun playing with Rocket and all those guys. So that's my suggestion. But yeah, I understand if you don't consider me a neutral source. Again, for anyone who hasn't played before, this is one of this is one of the 2 maps that's available right now, and one of the 3 maps that will be available for our next update on Tuesday. This one's called Desert Canyon. It's a little bit narrower, well, quite a bit narrower than the map you saw before. It's got some pretty closed off claustrophobic areas on the sides, where you see a lot of melee damage, and where sort of area of effect weapons or good close range weapons like shotguns are particularly effective. And then it's got a more open middle lane that makes things like the plasma launcher's redirect pretty powerful for being able to shoot it up in the air and then bring it straight down to do damage that way.
The enemy has destroyed our Titan.
Yeah, thanks, Rocket. Big part of that is due to our stream sponsor, Origin. So they were awesome enough to send us some pretty beefy gaming rigs that they put together. In fact, I'll move the camera over to show you guys real quick. Hopefully it doesn't make you sick. So you can see these are our Origin PCs over here. You can see the one on the left has a cool light show going on. It's got lighting and yeah, there we go. It's got a remote control that'll change. That's for that one, I think. It's got a remote control that'll change the different lighting modes. They're real nice PCs. And they also send us some pretty awesome keyboards and mice and stuff to go along with it. So yeah, looks real good on an Origin PC, guys. Did you lose the last one or win the last one? Oh, that was a walkover.
Yeah.
The team's a little unbalanced now. Looks like the devs are getting bored. We'll do one more match in the Titan Factory, guys, and then I think we'll call it a day for this new feature stream. Are we looking for more people to work on Minimum? Yeah, we're pretty much always looking for new people. We actually just brought on board a new community manager named Colin. He'll be helping us out with some of the marketing, and also just with interacting with folks in the forums. He's gonna do tutorial videos and stuff for us. Actually, we just put a new sort of introduction to Minimum video on our Steam store page. That was narrated by one of our other community managers, K-Pop, Kelly Pop. She did a really great job on it, turned it out in a pretty short amount of time, and it kind of gives you like an overview of how the game works. So if you have new friends you want to introduce to Minimum and just sort of give them an idea of what the game is like, just send them to our Steam store page, and I believe it's the first video that plays when you go there. And we also have some other programmers coming on to do some back-end work for us, and we've got and I believe another programmer who's been with Human Head before, who's going to come on to do some additional user interface work and stuff like that for us.
First assault begins. In
Barrier, I guess it depends on what your particular skill set is. We're not actually looking for all positions, but if you have game development experience, feel free to send me an email. There we go. Feel free to send me an email there. Include a resume and an introduction. What kind of things you have worked on in the past. And we'd certainly take a look at it. No promises, but you're more than welcome to send something my way. JT, we'll be able to customize a character in any way. Yeah, so down the road, we're looking at some sort of like, I guess you call them like Blockman skins. I guess I think we call them Blockman underwear internally. But sort of some stuff you could do to your block person prior to so you'd see it before you started putting on armor and things like that. We're also talking about weapon skins, customized announcer voices. I know we've got a bunch of things that we're considering and different stuff to do. So hopefully that'll be cool for you guys. Crosshair, yeah, CQ Crosshair customization. Sorry, we definitely want to get it in there. I wouldn't call it the highest priority edition, but I mean ultimately we want to give you guys pretty much as much freedom as you want. So I think at the end of the day we'll end up with a system where you guys can just drop a PNG into a particular location, and we'll just use that as your crosshair. It'll take a little bit of time to get that hooked up. The system as we have it now is not really designed to work that way, so it'll take us some time, but it's definitely a thing we want to do. Oh right, female characters. Yeah. We do have a female character model. I don't know what our exact timing is to release that necessarily, but we do have a female character model, so we'll probably make that available to you guys at some point. Well, we'll definitely make it available to you at some point during early access. I don't know exactly when during early access we'll do that.
Destroyed.
In terms of HoloLens would be obtained, yeah, we haven't decided that necessarily. They might just be more stuff you purchase with blocks, kind of like the blueprints are right now. We might have some of them based off of missions and things like that. And some of it, for some of the purely cosmetic stuff, we may do some microtrans things for it down the road. We don't have any specific plans for that either way. And in particular, for people who are involved in early access, we want to make sure we take care of you guys. We have more plans for cool stuff for you guys that we'll be adding as we go through. So I wouldn't fret too much. You guys will have plenty of new content just for you early access guys. CQ, yeah, there is a an option to disable the whole UI. I think it's show HUD, I think. I don't know. I'll look it up and I'll try to let you know. Hey, that was Jeff. He's played with us before. Jimmy Dizzle? I'm not sure who Jimmy Dizzle is. You gotta be more specific. Do game companies hire software engineers? I mean, we have a lot of programmers. I think we have more programmers on the team than we do any other position for Minimum. So we definitely hire programmers and software engineers. We don't typically hire software engineers who don't have existing game industry experience. but that's not true across the board. You know, particularly someone who, you know, if you've done a lot of sort of your own work in games on the side, like your own personal projects and mods and things like that, you know, we've had lots of people like that come from software engineering and eventually join the dev team for us. Ruman, if you can send me a link to his stream, yeah, I mean, I would definitely love to talk to him. Don't send it in Twitch chat because it'll delete it from the chat. But send it to us via Twitch message, and I'll take a look at it after the stream. Shnubub, yeah, no, we have no intention of being pay to win under no circumstances. So you know, even if there's some you know, stuff down the road, it's, you know, we're talking cosmetic stuff, you know, goodies that are not necessary to play the game. We will not be pay to win. Definitely not. Will not happen. Don't worry about that. Let's see, custom servers. Yep. So, well, it depends on what you mean by custom servers. We don't have any plans right now to allow for like for, you know, people to launch servers independent of our service. But we do intend to add custom games, private games, where you can create a game, pick the map you want to play on, invite your friends, and that kind of stuff. We're definitely going to do that. It's in terms of the priority list, it's after getting party matchmaking working. It's somewhere after that, but definitely on the list of things we want to do. Workshop maps, definitely. I mean, we definitely want to do the Steam Workshop is a big part of our plans. So the ability for users to make maps is something we want to look into. We don't have a specific time frame for that, but user maps is, you know, is awesome for most shooter games and most games in general. So it's definitely something we want to do. And then basically, all the workshop stuff is stuff we want to take a look at. Yeah, maybe we'll get you a tidy whitey skin. We'll see. Okay, guys. Well, that's it for our dev stream today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that new map and seeing some of the new armor and stuff like that. Just leave that up for now. In the meantime, I'll stay on for a few more minutes and answer some questions if you like. And then we'll wrap it up. Hey, this is Grabe over here, by the way. He was one of the devs. There he is. One of the devs who was playing in the dev stream today.
Where do I look?
That's behind by like 30 seconds.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, over there is the more accurate one.
Well, you guys don't get a controller hooked up to this.
I know. Yeah, so this is Grabe. He was one of the guys. He was Leebarg playing in the dev stream today. He's a super cool dude, and he'll probably end up streaming for us in the future. I've been using TJ and Jeff a lot, so we'll probably do Grabe soon.
I play on Saturdays. Look for me on Saturdays.
You got it. They can't hear you. You can't hear you. You got talking to this. Say that again.
Get on Saturdays around like 3 p.m.
Get closer.
Get on Saturdays 3 p.m. Central, and I should be playing. Y'all can kick my butt.
That was Grabe basically giving you guys an ultimatum. He thinks he can beat you. He's usually on Saturdays around 3 p.m. So yeah, kick his ass for me. Will it be wall turrets? Maybe. Yeah, we've talked about turrets that could stick to different surfaces. It's pretty tough to balance those things, but it's definitely pretty cool, and we're thinking about doing that. Is there any way to change mouse sensitivity outside the game? Yeah, if you go to the options menu when you're at the main screen, like where you can do where you can craft your weapons and change your loadouts, in the options screens under controls, there's a mouse sensitivity slider that you can adjust. Oh, could you? Oh, good. I wasn't sure if you guys could hear him. We're gonna get another mic for that other PC soon, or I say we have other mics. We're just gonna get them hooked up. A lot of complicated audio equipment in here. Email address again was this, or you can send it via Twitch channel, Twitch chat, whatever. Sorry about that, CQ. Like I said, we'll try to get some new some crosshair customization in there pretty soon. Oh yeah, sorry, the camera's a little high. I gotta reposition the mic. It's more about mic position than it is camera position. But we'll keep trying to fix that. Oh, like in a config file? Yeah, I assume the mouse sensitivity is in mingame.ini, but I don't know that for sure. I'll try to find out what the specific config option is for you. Right now, we've been doing every Wednesday and Friday for our streams. We're sort of playing it a little bit by ear as we get this stuff sorted out. So we'll get a more regular schedule set up really soon here, so you guys will know exactly when we're going to stream. And we'll get that together, and we'll put that on the forums, and we'll put that on our away from stream screen in the future. Okay, guys, I think that's it for today. Thanks a lot for tuning into our dev stream again. We really appreciate you guys coming over here. We really appreciate all the feedback you guys are giving. And please tell your friends. Please follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Keep your eye on the forums for updates from us. And just keep playing Minimum and keep giving us that feedback. We really like it. I guess real quick, I do the laptops. The problem with the laptops is simply that they don't automatically recognize Minimum as a game that needs to use the beefier GPU. So you just need to go into your driver settings and tell it to always use the strong GPU for Minimum, and then you should be fine. We basically just got to talk to NVIDIA and AMD and make sure they add us to their profile. So we're doing that, and hopefully that'll resolve itself in a future driver update from those guys. But for now, that's the way you'll do it. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and take care. We'll see you on the next stream.